Alright guys, welcome back to part 2. I'm going to break down these videos into smaller videos to help me upload more and to make them more concise, more detailed. Tip 1, use 2 cameras. Duh, right? I mean, every wedding photographer should have 2 cameras. I have 3, but I use 2 at a time. So the tip is though, to have them both dialed in. Your settings should be dialed in before they start walking, so that in case you have to switch cameras, you don't have to fumble around with the shutter speed or this or that. It's already dialed in. You're good to go. Tip number 2 is have one of your cameras be a longer focal length, preferably the 7-200, because you can get in anywhere here, especially in this kind of light, man. You can just zoom in, zoom out, get all kinds of shots. I know it's an expensive lens, I know, but it's worth it, especially in this situation, worth it. So the other camera should have a shorter focal length. I typically have the 35mm on the other camera, but sometimes I go with a 24mm. Sometimes even my 24-70, although I hardly use that one anymore, ever. Before we get to the other tips, let me explain what's happening here. So they're walking in, and 95% of the time I'll use single point focus, but not here because they're moving towards me. So I'll use continuous focusing, eye detection, but usually subject tracking. So I'll track them and then I'll point it at his eyes or something like that. I'll get his shot. So that's what I do. If there's space in between, I'll look back at the bridesmaids, at the groomsmen. I'll take those shots, get some of their anticipation shots. I'll look over at the ladies, see what they're doing, get those shots. Usually there's a little bit of a gap before the bride starts walking in, so I'll make sure to get that with my 35mm. And because my settings are dialed in, guys, I don't have to dial them in. I don't have to waste time. It's already set, and this is all pretty even lighting, so maybe it's a little easier in this case because anywhere you point, the settings are going to be the same. So now she's coming in. I get my 35mm. I get these shots. The length that she's walking, it's too short for me to get on my 70-200, so I'm on my 35 just to be safe. Get out of the way, get these shots. These shots tend to be the hardest for me here because my continuous focusing, I don't really love it, and going from continuous to single point, it's really difficult to go that fast. So I have to, point at the screen to make sure it's tracking the subject that I want, and then I'll get those shots. So tip number 3 is you're not at a Catholic church or at any church, you're outside. So don't be lazy, move around. Maybe lazy is the wrong word. Don't get complacent. Don't just sit there. There's how many people in the bridal party? How many parents are there? How many guests? Although the guests you don't really have to worry about that much, right? But look, my point is the mom, the other mom. There's just a lot of people to take photos of. You can, everywhere you move, you should look for whoever is visible to you. If you have an angle on the mom, take the shot. If you have an angle on this person, take the shot. That doesn't really apply to the guests. I mean, have never met a bride that wants pictures of all her guests, especially during a ceremony. But look, the mom, the bridesmaids, just get photos of everybody. Just do it. Individuals, close-ups, group shots. They're standing there. I mean, this ceremony is gonna be 20 minutes long. You can get so many shots, so many shots. So don't be lazy, move around. Don't just get photos of the bride and the groom. There's other people that are there, a part of the ceremony, okay? I feel like this next tip, some of you are gonna frown or roll your eyes at me, but I think it should be exposed for their faces, mostly. And that seems like such a basic little tip. I mean, and look at the situation I'm in. It's open shade. There is nothing I can do wrong here. Everywhere I point, it's gonna be a nicely exposed photo, but that's not the case all the time. you're gonna be in different lighting situations. You have to make sure their faces are exposed, even if everything else gets overexposed. Unless you want to start busting out with your lights and stuff, no, you want their faces to be nicely exposed. Unless you're looking for some creative shot that their faces are not going to be exposed, trust me, if you don't get their faces to be clear and nice, it's just going to be bad. Man, like I said, this is a easy situation for me. Look, it's open shade, it's beautiful. Look guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of struggling to find 5 tips for the outdoor ceremonies. The basic things is make sure everybody gets exposed correctly, move around, get a variety, don't be intrusive, which is why the 70-200 is great. But look, like a Catholic church, like a church wedding, you have to anticipate the moments. If you're right there where I am and they're about to kiss, you didn't anticipate that moment and you're not gonna get a good angle on the kiss. So these kind of weddings outdoors, they can go anywhere. They can do the kiss in the beginning, they can, maybe not in the beginning, but in midway or at the end. And you want to be there for that. Be down the right angle for the right moment. The putting of the rings, you want to be there, like head on. I could also get it from the side, sure, but I tend to want to get this dead on because I think you can see the ring being put on. I like those shots. So be sure to be in the right moment to get the right angle on the shot that's going on. These outdoor ceremonies, the officiant normally doesn't move out of the way. That's okay, that's out of your control, but be there for the kiss. Make sure you get it, okay? I'm gonna take these next few seconds here to ask you, please subscribe, please like the video. I mean, it helps me get this video seen. I know this stuff is good for some people out there looking to see how to do things here, and I would really appreciate it. I have a lot of videos coming up, so please just subscribe, tell your friends, tell your photographer friends. I can show you some things that maybe will work for you. So I hope you tune in for the next videos. Thank you very much. Okay guys, so at the end of the video, I tend to show you lots of pictures. I didn't get behind the scenes of this, but you can see some of the pictures that I got of the ceremony. Look, I really think I'm good at this. I love doing this. And I know that makes me sound like I'm not modest at all. I am, but I really do think I'm really good at this. And I think what makes me good at this is that you have a passion for it. Like if you have a passion for capturing these moments and putting your all into it, you can do this, and it's really rewarding. And I love doing this, and I really want to hear from you guys. If you're wedding photographers, if you're looking to be wedding photographers, tell me the things that scare you about this or that excite you about this. Like, I feel like I want to get to know you. So reach out to me on Instagram or whatever, but I'm really looking forward to hearing from all of you. So thank you again.